and we should be in a moment. Japanese Byzantines, not a civ we've seen that frequently, Mem, but they're really strong on this map, and Japanese have an incredible win rate so far in Hidden Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, in these kind of civilizations, don't really know what I prefer. I really believe that this map is being one of the most exciting. Cross is providing incredible games, and there is so many things to take in consideration, to control. So the civilizations is important, but we have seen Persians that till yesterday, they were losing pretty much all the games in this map.
Yeah.
So it's about the civs, it's about the decisions.
Yeah, agreed. There's like 4 or 5 really elite civilizations on this map. All of them can do so well, and like you said, more on this map than really any other maybe is just the decision making, where you're going to attack, but also the scouting. And I think the scouting is such a fun thing to look for here because there's so many different areas to look. You have the pawns to look for, which you can see Ganji's already checking. You have the opponent's base and which resource they're on. There's could be so many different things they try. And it's just constant back and forth. So I'm excited. I think the Japanese are a little bit more flexible here, Mem, and what they can do early. Whereas the Byzantines, more of a defensive choice. They don't tend to do the crazy stuff quite as frequently here.
I think Byzantines is used for the later game. The later the game goes, he's going to have more chances. But till you get there, Japanese can be really powerful here. Yeah. And Cap Archers are being really, really popular even more now with the +2 against Archers. So it makes that if you go some monks, Cap Archers, with mobility, yeah, *4rk can spam camels. Still, I prefer the Cap Archers.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, Byzantines, I mean, in any map, any matchup, if they're not dead in the middle of the game, they're incredibly strong, and we've seen that so many times. Kind of a interesting note here. Ganji is being very thorough with his scouting, but he's still a little confused. I think he's going to double check here, though, and yeah, he is going to, because of that house, probably realize that *4rk has docked the north. But *4rk is just pushing deer, Mem. He's not scouting at all just yet.
Yeah, he's being kind of confident here. I mean, if you think about this, you can go a couple of ways, right? And he's going to this way, like focus on the economy. Well, if you just secure that pawn with Japanese for now, like instead of going for another dock and make a second dock here, what exploration you really need? You go Japanese, you can make probably the barrack if you want, and then militias. Well, you can be just fine playing defensive and just not let your opponent to sneak in your pawn.
This is going to be a rough game for players if they do not protect their gold. If you just look at the mini-map, you can see where most of the golds are positioned. Now, there's lots of gold on this map. The neutral golds are split up to 4 separate areas of 2 tiles. But, I mean, the main golds are not pretty. The secondary golds are also in the middle of the map here. So, a lot of, like, archer play through the middle would be common in this matchup. It could be super strong.
You say it is not pretty. I will say that this is kind of disaster. Like, the main goal for a *4rk looks okay. And look where it is. It's unprotected. It's in front. Not super forward, but look at the other goal from Ganji. And all the ability from *4rk. You need to explore, right?
Yeah, this is *4rk's greed here, right? This is him pushing the deer. And now Ganji, in the first game of this decider here, to make it in Hidden Cup 5, is going to trap *4rk and kill this villager. Now, this is a bigger deal than just the Vill kill, Mem. This was *4rk's build. Yeah. He's on gold already to make fire galleys, and he's not going to have any reason to make fire galleys now.
Yeah, but this is so sloppy, in my opinion. I mean, you cannot go blind and then the scout in the opposite side. Yeah. At least if you go with the scout, with the village, you send the scout together.
Agreed with you. Yeah, agreed. And it's, you know, there's been enough instances where I've seen players not scout to push the deer. And that was why I brought it up. And now Ganji's going to be feeling much better because he doesn't have to be worried about his pawn. It's very unlikely that *4rk is going to send a new Vill now.
Yeah, but he's sending really smart. He's sending to the left. You got the village on the left, and he's gonna have a lucky because Ganji is there also with another dog. He's doing also the barrack at home. So I believe it's still okay. I like it that he's not stubborn, as you mentioned, like because Ganji is gonna be really aware to see. Do you see how he's even exploring in the north with that fishing ship? Still exploring.
Yeah, he's still
the
checking.
Whole dock.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, Ganji is in really good shape. And he's doing something we haven't seen that frequently. We have a galley now from him. So he's adding a galley.
He saw the bill here.
The goal here is to control the shoreline. Oh, you think he noticed it?
He saw it because that village was in the LOS from... You can see how he's sending the galley right there.
Wow, that's so good from Ganji. That is so good. Well, he's had his morning coffee, right? He's ready to go.
Yeah. He didn't just wake up, not like others. You know what I mean, right? Okay. And now, yeah, it's being on point because today you're gonna feel that the players, as you were talking in the start, they're gonna try 200%. Is now or never.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and Ganji, I spoke to him, and he said, "This is my dream run. Like this is the dream for me. Making it into Hidden Cup main event, it would be the craziest thing for me." And of course, we as hosts, we love to hear that type of thing, Mem.
Yeah.
And I got real excited. And the thing that's been so apparent about Ganji's play in this whole bracket is how well prepared he was. I think a lot of people are already forgetting he beat Veleza 3-2, and those games were epic, right? So how many players could beat Veleza? Very few. So the fact that Ganji did that is amazing.
Not many. And Ganji has been very close to get into some other S-tier event. Now that you mentioned checking these two players, I really believe it's going to be the first time, no matter who is qualifying from...
For both. Yep.
Ganji or both, yeah, St4rk, to be in a main event on an S-tier tournament.
Yeah, St4rk is...
It's the first time.
It depends how far back you go, because St4rk was like really... Yeah. He was always in the conversation when the events were smaller, but... Because he's been around like 10-plus years, but you are right. Maybe the first time, top 16 S-tier tournament for these two.
Maybe it was S-tier tournament back in the days. That S-tier tournament, now it would be A or B tier tournament.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So it's not the same. Now the tournaments are much bigger, but still, look at Ganji. It's fully wall, and he's trying to do damage. It's not going to happen, Tristan.
Yeah, it's not. Now, what's interesting about this is that St4rk is fishing at home. And so while he hasn't had success trying to contest these pawns yet because of Ganji's excellent play, he does have enough fishing ships. He is Byzantines. It does feel like he can still have a pretty reasonable castle time. But, yeah, game one, important series for these two careers, and Ganji has played very safe. And if I would have tried to describe the players to someone who hadn't seen these guys before, I would have said that St4rk would actually be the one that might wall up more. But it's been the complete opposite here.
Well, as you know, Ganji play a lot to one map that you love as much as me, right, Tristan?
Black Forest. Black Forest. It's my favorite.
I know, but what I mean is, he's wall completely, he's paying attention to that. Remember, if the game goes on in that pond in the north, how many fish traps you're going to see from Ganji? It's going to be insane.
Yeah,
remember,
right.
He has already double dock already,
yep.
And Japanese fish traps as well. He's on the way to castle. It's faster than the St4rk. That's a mistake because the St4rk is clicking up with over 800 foot, which you don't need it with this is for Imperial. Yes, you need
it's all right.
I was already going to Imperial, I was going already to Imp, I don't know, it's fine. So they're going up almost the same time, but look, 9 villages more, which is not village, it's the fish basically.
Yeah, it's the fish. And the Reds collected showing too. And right now, as long as Ganji doesn't make any big mistakes, as long as he gives himself, as long as he uses this economy to make good army, he should have the lead here. He's going to come over here now. And he should be able to be in a position to kill these archers from St4rk. Let's see their micro. We haven't had any big army engagement so far. And this is all Ganji so far, Mem. Great engagement.
Yeah.
And these archers for St4rk, they might not even get a single kill if Ganji keeps microing this way.
Well, if people doesn't know Ganji, now they know a little bit better. To remember, guys, to pay attention to all these details. Because now, and I'm very happy to see this, and I wanted to ask about this. Have you noticed a very big improvement with the new path? With this pad that is exclusive for the tournament, because it looks like the gameplay is different now.
The game
is seen more
things. Back, man. It feels like it's weird. We were so scarred, I think, because for so long the live patch has been so brutal with the regrouping. But absolutely, the pathing's been great. Thank you, Microsoft, for giving us one for this tournament, because it straight up affects the meta, right? And it affects what players do. We would not see this archer play. And players actually were more defensive because they just didn't trust their army to cooperate with them on the prior patch. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Mem. Bod Canero is going to come in for both here, but there's a worry for St4rk, and it's just that St4rk does not have a big army count right now.
No, It doesn't. It doesn't. Well, doing elite skirmishes with 4 skirmishes, and about the topic we were talking, Leo was about to quit, to retire. Now he's back as well. He's not only the patch, because Leo, there was some tweet also about that, and Leo is even answering to the tweets. He's really back into the socials also because he was disappeared, man. Anyway, look at this. He has the heal advantage. Let's see if the micro is going to be a node here for Ganji because he has the heal disadvantage. Not anymore. He went back. He's waiting for the elite skirmishers, but right now, it's still too many arches, Tristan.
Yeah. And you need to have that armor to really strike fear into the opponent when they're going crossbow. Now, this is still not the biggest crossbow mass ever, and it will be interesting to see how Ganji plays this. So at this point, Mem, this is where how you spend your wood is so difficult on this map because those fishing ships in the north, they're going to run out soon. So you mentioned fish trapping, and you're spot on. That's a great move. But Ganji's also adding TCs. But then you also want farms. But then you also need siege. But then you also need crossbows. Like, you just don't have enough wood to do all of that. So I could see a world where maybe those fishing ships for Ganji in the north are forgotten about for too long. And then those 10 fishing ships aren't actually bringing him in any food.
Yeah, well, 7 on wood for Ganji. Really, 23 for Stark. The wood is so crucial here, as you mentioned. It's true that he has now the +2/+2. Honestly, the numbers Stark has right now, I think, is solid to defend. This skirmish is +2/+2. Gonna deal perfectly fine with that. And now he's also having the monks. They are playing for the late game here, Tristan.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And that would be where the Byzantines thrive, Mem. Sorry to interrupt you. That is what Stark wants here.
Yeah, I was going to say just that I don't see how they can do now damage anymore to each other because now Stark is also fully wall. I don't see also a sneaky dog anymore. Both got 2 pawns, so the game is pretty even. But Ganji still have some big advantage with the fish, and now doing Elnez upgrade is quite solid, quite strong.
And that tells us he's probably going to add those fish traps. I find it interesting that Stark's villager, this weak villager on the left, is just standing there. A lot of players are checking their idols all the time. And I assume Stark is doing that, but like in my situation, if I am checking my idol, I never want a villager to stand there. And I would like make houses or build something with her. She's just kind of chilling there, which is very unique. But it's honestly not that important. I mean, he could maybe build up some army over there eventually, but right now that is like not the biggest deal. It's just something I've noticed with Stark. He's happy to sneak villagers. He's happy to have one villager just take a break on the side of the map and come into the focus later.
Yeah. Well, another thing is I'm a little bit surprised that with 7, now 8 skirmishes as well, even ballistic is investing really strong +2/+2 ballistic going now with the skirmishes. Obviously, if you're going to spam now, because with Byzantines you can do this and very cheap, it's going to be solid. Yeah, well, the skirmishes are basically costing nothing, but the disadvantage is still there. 6 villages more, it's still 6 fishes more, and that's a lot of economy, because if we check the resources collected, it's over 2,000 resources more for Ganji already.
Yeah, and he did just lay down those fish traps in the north as well, which is this moment where things have settled down has been really good for him. He also has invested into light cab because he knew there were monks out there, and Ganji with the micro. The light cab don't have many upgrades here, so they could have gone down. Just one goes down. And the monk for Stark gets picked off there. So, I mean, that's crazy. You can let your opponent take that relic and still be completely fine. But the fact that Ganji's paying attention to that right now is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Because now this has to go to Imperial, Tristan. Like, they are playing just more for the macro. It's still doing some army, not a lot. Because just look, now he's even doing cab archers. Okay. And Stark, look at the Stark on the north left area with a house. I know 4 houses.
He remembered her. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is about to be like typical Ganji here. There's this trend that I noticed with him in his games against Veleza, and then Ozone, and then MBL. Unfortunately, he was kind of like dead in Dark Age because of MBL's lames. But he likes to be chill, focused on eco, and then late Castle Age Mem, he'll drop like 4 to 5 extra military buildings, queue up a ton of army, and then he goes all in Castle Age and just flies. So I actually don't think Ganji is planning on Imp. I think he's going for a big Castle Age play here. +2 armor now. Yeah, he's going to try and rush down Stark before Stark gets to Imp.
I wouldn't mind to see a big Castle Ace like we saw yesterday from Tatot. I don't know if you remember that game in Castle Ace that it defends 200 population. I wouldn't really mind, and you probably are right, because we want to hype the things up, and that can happen now. This is a lot of army coming. This is skirmishes, +2/+2, not gonna have that effect against the light caps. He's now going to go back. He's just snipe the monks, and with the knights and the light caps, he's gonna take a lot of army. This is a great battle for Ganji, Tristan.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stark really wants to keep this army count up so he can upgrade it in the Imperial Age. The last thing he was ever expecting from Japanese was a Night Rush here. Now, Ganji needs to make sure he finds as much damage as possible, because he's choosing not to go Imp with these resources. He's spending them instead, but he's got some great map control to work with, and Stark has just been back in his base pretty much all of Castle Age.
Yeah, but Stark is on the way to Imperial. I believe that maybe Ganji is now going to be comfortable to drop a castle on his face. He has the army, he has the tools to do it. The problem is, if he's doing, obviously it can backfire him, Tristan, because he doesn't know that his opponent is going to go be in Imperial in a moment.
Yep. There might be like some level of expectation, because Stark hasn't really produced much, and it is Byzantines. But then it's like, do you want to drop a forward castle against the Byzantines when they have stronger castles and can make trips? Like, I'm not so sure that you want to do that. So I think he's canceled the idea of at least making a lot more knights. And Stark's still a minute and a half from Imp, but I like this play from Ganji. Ganji actually used this time as well to sneak a dock up on the right side. So he's going to probably kill those fishing ships for now. But I don't even know if fishing ships matter. At 80 vills for Stark, I don't think he cares about losing fishing ships.
No, and he does have a lot. Remember what I told you about the fish traps in the start, right? Check now the North Pond, and start to look very pretty. Plenty of fish traps already. 27 total, population 153. Now, who is going up to Imperial is Ganji, and if he's gonna have the timing and momentum now, Stark, with what? You're gonna be in Imperial, but you don't have any map control. You need time to go forward. Obviously, when you make the +3, Tristan, it can get it back. Most of this army, maybe he can have a chance here, Stark.
Yeah, I think so, because of the army comp. A lot of the army right now for Ganji is light cav, and Japanese light cav is not something you want in the long run. He's got cav archers, which against skirms could be problematic. He's got some navy in that army count as well. Like, this army from Ganji didn't actually accomplish a ton. And once Bracer, once Chemistry's in, once Stark gets a castle, especially if Stark builds a forward castle, this could be awkward. It's still 2 minutes for Ganji till he's an Imp.
Yeah, but they still need to do something quicker. You know, those Leary style, when he was just sneaking arches with the +3, if he's still at home with this army, then Ganji is going to be fine. He's 160 population. He's on the way to Imperial. Now he's switching into skirmishes as well. So you need to do some damage. You cannot be just waiting here anymore.
Look at the amount. What you think. No, I agree with you. And we're going to see Stark move forward. Look at the amount of blue movement around the map right now, Mem. Ganji is just looking everywhere right now. He also has built a safe castle on the right. So that's up on the hill. He's got army towards the middle. He did just lose his mangonels to the Arbalest from Stark. But Ganji has really spread himself out here. It's just a question of, like, can you stop Arbalest now? I think he needs his own skirms. But then you start to think, Byzantines have cheaper skirms. Byzantines will have bombard cannons before you. Japanese don't get them, actually. This could be problematic still for Ganji, despite all the map control.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, because you don't need a lot of villages with Byzantines. It's not a civilization that right now need 150. Yep. But I don't know if you like this castle. Well, he's being safe with the hill close to his base. He does have the map control. He's going a little forward, sending out the Arbalest. Castle on the right, castle on the left. For Ganji, you need bomber cannons and trebuchet quick. And now Thumbrin as well. He got... Well, all he needs now to do the damage, but the problem is that there would be Yasama towers. I don't know. This is closer than it was looking 2 minutes ago.
I'm noticing that Ganji is off of... He seems to be a little bit scared right now. He's producing a lot, right? But it's very frantic. It's very random at times, right? So we'll see. Like, Yasama towers, obviously would love to get that tech. Obviously, you'd love to get guard tower. But now you need ballistics. You need chemistry. He is behind in a lot of these techs. And Stark has simplified this game. He's basically said, I'm going to chill, and I am going to wait until this moment, and then I leave my base. And I think with a couple bombard cannons, he could be pushing Ganji soon.
And check on the right, Tristan, he has killed quite a lot of villages on the right. The gold miners and the stone miners for Ganji. The score is getting closer. Population is getting closer as well. It's raining less here for the Brazilian.
Yeah.
Military numbers is similar, but I don't know. Go on.
Yeah, just like look at the vision for him. He's even building a tower on that wood line on the right. He actually has so much vision because of villagers that he snuck around building outposts. So even though he hasn't had the army control for a long time, he knows exactly where to go to hit Ganji. And this is going to make it better for Stark when he goes to push through the middle. He already has the first Treb out.
Okay, let's see if he's going to be able to make more damage. Probably what he needs, I don't know if you agree, is Stark need a little bit more farms because at some point you will need to add some light cast. Well, remember, Byzantine got even Hussars, no bloodlines, but Hussars plus 4 armor, Tristan. That's really good.
I honestly think in Stark's mind, he's like, I don't have the relics. My opponent has a bit more map control. He may just be happy with 23 on food and just spend heavy wood and gold on bombard cannons. If you get to 6 bombard cannons, it doesn't matter how many skirmishers your opponent makes because the skirmishes get flattened. And Japanese cannot make bombard cannons themselves. So I think, like, especially because Stark's a slower player, I don't think we're going to see him really, like, add farms like some of the other players will. I think he's just going to keep this focus in the middle area right now.
Yeah, but look at on the right, those Arbalest, 5 Arbalest under the tower, killing millions of villages now. Killing a lot of villages on the right here, killing all the wood and everything there.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty sick, Tristan. Like,
that
he's
is sick.
Sneaky, you know. The castle is there, the tower is there, but he still put the Arbalest there and take... Well, if you check those archers, 16 villages has killed those archers.
That's really
Only
impressive.
those archers.
And we looked away. Yeah. I looked away. I just thought there's no way that does anything anymore because the tower went up. And look at all this stone. Look at all this gold. Remember, we talked about how forward a lot of these stones and golds are. This is an awkward situation right now for Ganji. He's got a lot of skirmishers, but the bombard cannon can connect with some big hits, and Byzantine skirms are cheaper if Stark wants to match this.
Yeah, I think Stark as the player has only one thing that is better than Ganji. This might be a little bit, you know, controversial maybe. The experience. He has a lot of experience in this game.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of experience. And these kind of situations for the super late game can definitely benefit him. Like, he knows exactly probably what he has to do in every situation. Obviously, it's going to be able to do it. That's the question.
What a great hold from Ganji, though. Against bombard cannons, it's so tricky. And he actually has been able to outproduce skirms against Byzantines, which is ridiculous. It's not normally you can say that. Now, he did lose a lot of villagers over the last few moments. He is very low on gold, I'm noticing. But he's defended so far. He's got to find a way to break Stark. Stark is very exposed on the left. If he could maybe get more light cab over there, that could do it. But hard to realize that when you've got Stark running right through the middle like this.
Check Stark resources, Tristan. Check the gold.
Crazy.
Check the stone.
Crazy.
Like, seriously. If you spend this properly, I don't see a way that now Ganji has the tools with Japanese to do the job. He's producing more skirmishes because I was just checking the buildings. 8 archery ranges, only 5, so he need more. But if he's now doing with the resources he has, he can go even paladins if he wanted.
Yeah.
Look at the resources.
Agreed.
3,000 gold in the bank.
Stark is so interesting. Like,
Cataphracts.
He's showing that he could push the middle. We're thinking he has to push the middle. And now he's in a situation where actually he's going to hold in the middle and buy time to go into something even crazier now. Like, it's just, he builds another defensive castle on the left. Like, he's so smart with how he sees the map. He refuses to be killed, even if the opponent has advantages. And I'm really impressed with Stark right now. I think Ganji, he's going to start to struggle if we see more cataphracts come out. But the trebuchets from the Japanese did snipe 2 of the bombard cannons there.
Okay. Del, I think he has Kataparuto. Yeah, he definitely has the upgrade. So those trebuchets got absolutely everything. Siege Engineer Kataparuto is now going to repair that castle with so many villages. That remember, Byzantine castles can be over 8,000 HP, so he didn't make all the upgrades. The thing is, if he's doing elite skirmishes and elite cataphracts, what army has Japanese to stop that combination, Tristan? But
maybe
he has
monks.
to get there.
Yeah, like maybe monks. Ganji right now is really hoping, because he's losing his castle on the right, he's really hoping he can take this castle in the middle. And he will take this castle in the middle. Those bombard cannons were so critical for the defense there for Stark, and losing them now has his base wide open. This is a crazy game. We still don't see a lot of cataphracts yet, and they're not elite, right? So just regular cataphracts isn't necessarily the most impressive thing.
Because Tristan, he need more farms. Now, really, he need more farms. With the gold you have, he's at the limit with the food. How is possible that Japanese is at producing more trans units than Byzantines? That should never happen. So something is off here, or something is really doing Ganji really, really well. Like he's coming with 5 trebuchets on the right. He has 3 trebuchets himself. He need to stop these traps. If he's now taking this castle, I think Stark is starting to have a big, big problem here.
Yeah, and Stark is bringing everything he can. Stark was going to advance forward with his trebs. He stopped doing that. Man, what a great time to have that tech, the Katsupuruto tech, because these trebs have unpacked so quickly. And this is not giving Stark as much time. The monks there for Ganji are out to maybe convert the cataphracts. Stark saw that and backed away with the cataphracts. Ganji could go back in. This castle is going to fall. What a beautiful job from Ganji.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible how you killed that Byzantine castle so fast. Now converting the cataphracts. He's having everything. Stark now more numbers, but I don't know if those numbers is a no. He need to kill the trebs. There's a bomber cannon shooting, but the trebuchet is sniping another bomber cannon. How many bomber cannons has took already Ganji?
This is crazy. And then he takes some trebs on the other side. I mean, Japanese trebs showing their worth here. More than we usually see, Mem. And now even heresy for Stark. Stark is so scared of the monks that he's going for heresy now, which is, I mean, I guess makes sense when you have 3,000 gold in the bank.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, and the monks are just converting, can convert the bomber cannons, can convert the cataphracts. The thing is, those trebuchet shoot faster than the bomber cannons, basically.
Yep. And there's,
I mean, if
and
you
the
think
range,
about that,
the range there as well, and it's not as awkward for you because you can unpack really quickly with Katsupuruto to get out of a bad situation. Great hold from Ganji. The population for Stark is still crazy. Like, this is the most Stark thing I've ever seen, where he loses so many bad fights, and he's still at 180 pop. I don't know how he does it.
I don't know. And I don't know how, after doing heresy, 2,000 gold in the bank is still. Those towers, though, is going to be now with the Yasama upgrade. Pretty crazy as well. But now it's a problem, Tristan. Now it's a problem. Remember that heresy is already there. The monks are not going to help. He need to go back. So many cataphracts and escapers. The cataphracts are not elite. They are missing also the +2 husbandry now. Wow, he was missing still some upgrades, and the towers now is gonna be kept towers.
He did
convert. Going on?
He did convert a bomber cannon through the middle though, there, Mem, and the cannon went down. So Ganji gets to hold that area a lot for a bit longer. Ganji is towering the right, where there's lots of stone and gold. So Ganji does have more control over the long-term stone and gold here. Stark is gonna get crop rotation, so any farm that reseeds is going to give him a whole lot more food now. So he's not finished. Maybe Stark, though, is getting close to being out of gold and has one more big push in him.
Okay. 200 population. This castle, if it's going down, it's going to be only one castle left. Now he's coming with everything. Stark is committing now, sending all the cataphracts. I think those trebuchets should be down or not. No, yes. Because the tower is dead, man. Yasama Tower is killing one. Maybe the second now. Okay, second is down. He's gonna take the third. It's so important. The trebuchets are doing a massive damage, but no, the trebuchet is still alive. He's gonna take it. Oh, he took it. The last one. Only one trebuchet left.
Byzantines are no joke, man. Byzantines are no joke. He takes it. Ganji's still holding. Ganji lost his trebs. Those keeps are gonna be strong, but they're not everything. Ganji needs more army here. Stark actually has a chance. Even if he just goes for light cav, his light cav are superior to the Japanese light cav because of having the armor. And Ganji's starting to fall back a little bit. He needs to find a way, Ganji, to raid the sides from Stark so Stark cannot put everything in the middle. But I just don't know how he does that with how defensive Stark is played.
And with the Stark having zero, literally zero villages on gold, Ganji still with 27. So if Ganji not kill now Stark when he has still 27 villages on gold, when he's gonna kill it?
Yeah, that's the thing. And like Byzantines can lose. He has 130 eco. He can lose 30 more vills and still produce army nonstop because of how cheap his skirms are. It is.
But explain me something, Tristan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have the feeling that Ganji has been killing more villages to Stark during the game, right? Check the echo KD.
Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
I'm telling you, man. It's like every game with Stark, it feels like this, where the opponent has control and yet they don't. It is a very confusing feeling you have as a player when you're up against Stark. Stark's going to just protect the right side of his base now. Yeah, so he's got castles protected pretty much everywhere. And then he's got his army ready to push in the middle. Even a tower now from Stark on the left for the fist traps. Like, this is the type of thing this guy pays attention to.
Okay, look at that tower. And now he's coming with 3 traps, with the skims, with the bomber cannons. You know, he's going to commit to the left. I really believe that this is the upgrade he was needed. Hussars. But now Ganji is gonna also switch into halberdiers. So both are more or less having the counter, but I always prefer the mobility when the Hussars are on the field, Tristan. Yep. Hussars make the damage. It kinda gonna make the damage, but these towers all over. So where you make the damage, you need to find some hole.
The bombard cannon did get converted there, so it did go down. So the heresy upgrade makes it pretty obvious for us when the monks get those conversions. There's still trebs here from Stark. He's got 3 of them, and this is not a Japanese... this is not a Byzantine castle for Ganji. It's a Japanese castle, which means it will go down a lot faster than Starks have throughout this game. But Ganji is holding. His population is still decent. He still has his own trebs firing, and the skirms for Stark are disappearing here, man. And Ganji with another fantastic hold. This is not easy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I really believe... Oh my god, I'm checking this. Tristan, he has the same 5 archery ranges Stark from the last 30 minutes. Need more buildings.
Yeah.
You need more buildings. He has 15 skirmishes, and if you have 10 archery ranges, this would have never happened. Well, 8 archery ranges, that's the thing. The production is just much higher from Ganji.
I'm still not convinced that Ganji's going to be able to hold this, man. His food eco is dwindling. It's at 32. It feels like this game could go another hour, but Stark's eco, he's got 60 on food with crop rotation. He's got 2 Byzantine castles. Like, if Stark can find a way to raid Ganji somehow, or maybe, like, take down these I guess the towers are the problem. I don't know. It really feels like it's going to be difficult for both players to break each other here.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to have a series when you wake up, you're gonna wake up with this first game, Tristan.
Yeah, absolutely. And we said the game's gonna be closer today. We said the games are gonna be closer today. There's so much on the line, and especially this series, I felt like was gonna be the closest. And right now, it feels like it. But man, Ganji's trebs, these Japanese trebs have been so epic. I've seen him kill so many trebs, so many cannons throughout this game with his own trebuchets. This is not easy.
But Tristan, with this army, how do you stop 5-6 siege rams? You don't.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well,
maybe a couple samurai out of the castle could really help against the siege rams, but that's not easy.
Yeah, the goal is almost off now. It's gone from both players probably. He's doing the +2, but those +2 armor is for the halberdiers. Not so many hussars there, still so many skirmishes. It's all about the production. You still have trebuchet on the right. It's 3-2 relics, so it's not a big difference. If you say the gold collected by the relics is 500 gold, it's the most fair that we can get from the relic distribution. So it's all about the farming, in my opinion. And now the farming, Star has 60 farmers, Ganji 33, Tristan.
Yeah, I wonder if 26 Japanese fish traps, though, feels like 50 farmers. I don't know, because the fish traps in the north are still there. It doesn't seem like Ganji's struggling for food that much, but actually, no, as I say that, you have to look at the unit queue, and he doesn't really have a ton of units in queue. Remember, we have seen non-stop treb volleys in this area for the last 5 minutes. This does not happen. This is not normal. Normally, someone wins in this position by now, and they refuse to be broken here. This is crazy.
Yeah. But not gonna be trebuchet forever. Not gonna be trebuchet forever. And if the game keep going without goal, I mean, normally, Byzantines is one of the best trans unit civilizations. Cheaper and got everything. Hussars, skirmishes, halberdiers, everything they can. While Japanese, very good hounds. Yes, skirmishes not as cheap with the same upgrades, but the cavalry is definitely not the best. Obviously, it's gonna be a slow one, a slow push, and now Stark on the right is recovering the gold.
Yeah, and
as you can see.
That's a lot of gold. There's 3,000 gold there, man. So
let me check.
He's going to take all that. 3,000 gold. And again, this is just so typical for Stark. Like, this is how you can describe the guy. He had this big push, which many people would look at as a failure. He hasn't actually broken Ganji, and he lost so many trebs. But he used that time to take the other position. And now suddenly Ganji has to pay attention to that, because Stark's going to have gold again. And the gold goes right back into bombard cannons. The gold could maybe, if he really wants to be crazy, go into, like, elite cataphract. But he's going to buy a castle. He's going to
Oh my
build
God.
another
He bought it.
castle, and he's
Yeah.
going to try and treb push
Siege
the
rams.
right side now.
Ooh, let's go. And Siege Rams. Well, obviously it's not all about the money, the prestige, the motivation, being in the main event of the big tournament, right? Like Hidden Cup. But Brazil, is double the price if they go to the main event, right?
Yep,
Like
yep,
directly into 1,200. That's a lot. Also in many countries, but also in Brazil is a lot. So the motivation from Stark here is, it's on top, right? It's on
What?
top, but that castle is not on top anymore. He lost in a second.
What a
Tristan.
sick job.
Oh my God.
What a sick job from Ganji. I don't know how he got so many trebs here so fast. To take out that castle so quickly and also still start to push Stark on the left is so impressive. This is amazing from Ganji. And he's getting more upgrades that he was missing before, Mem, for his halbs. And he's now taking out
Need the
Stark's
Rams.
trebs. And Treb is... The trebs are going to go down. He's already lost the castle here. This is amazing for Ganji on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I really believe that he need to really stop doing trebuchet himself, Stark. He need Rams and probably more bomber cannons. The problem here for Stark is that you don't remember 5 bomber cannons together.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't.
That's true. Well, they always,
what
every
could you
time
go-
he shows up with
Who?
one, Ganji sees it. Yeah, but you're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
He needs a mass. He
need to mass.
needs a mass,
Yeah.
but maybe it's too messy and too late to think about massing now. I think this is just like pure instinct at this point. This is one of the longest cross games we've seen. It's back and forth, is really hard, especially with Siege, to think like that in a messy game, especially when Ganji doesn't give you time to rest. Ganji again trying to push and start
he's
defending.
doing on the left. Yeah, he's doing on the left really well now. If that castle is going down, it's absolutely critical because there is all the farming now from Stark, and he's coming with towers as well. He's buying. Look how he's buying. He's still buying the stone. I think mistake here. Stark should buy a stone himself to make it more expensive. And don't let that the Japanese is gonna be buying a stone the whole game.
Ganji is always paying attention with his monks, always. And again, he actually, I can't tell if he converted it there or if his trebs hit it, but we just watched 2 more cannons go down on this side. The monks have got like 30 conversions or something like that, and a lot of those have been cannons. And remember when Stark had 4 castles on the map and it looked like he could never be broken, Mem? Well, here we are, and he's being broken.
Yeah. Crazy. On the right, now with the Siege Rams, I told you, they are going to be the key here. The Siege Rams are going to take the towers down easily. Look how he make 4 trebuchet going back. He's scared of the ram. You don't want to lose it, but on the left, the castle is also down. Coming now with the trebuchet. Look at the tower in danger. As you mentioned, those monks are clicking on them. 28 conversions, and now it's going to be the 29, probably that bomber cannon. Disaster, man. He's paying attention all the time. He sees it all the time.
Yeah, he always has them
Tristan, all the
protected.
time.
It's like there's Hussars out there,
Yeah.
man. There's Hussars. Like, so many of us would lose those 10 monks, but he always has just enough army, and he is always buying stone to build more of these crazy keeps from the Japanese every time he takes map away from Stark. On the right side now, I think if Ganji holds, he will finally take this game. I would love to see a couple samurai in the mix to help out. You have some gold. The samurai can help against the rams more than the skirms and the halbs can. But Stark needs an
seriously.
answer here.
Seriously, the answer, Tristan, I know, I said several times, 63 skirmishes in the queue in 5 ranges.
True. That's a good point.
In 5 ranges.
Yep, that's a
if
really
you make
good point.
10 ranges, you are 200 pop.
Yep.
He has 5 ranges, he's 145.
Yep. That's a good point.
It's crazy.
Yep. Another
It's the
cannon
point,
goes
in my
down on the
opinion.
right side. Man, like,
Yeah.
I wish we had a stat to tell me
GG.
how many bomber cannons there were from Stark in this game. Because I feel like from Imp onwards, which of course was most of the game, we just saw cannon after treb after treb either get converted or get shot down by Ganji's trebuchets. What a start to the series, and a big win for Ganji's confidence.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I really believe, I know. But I think the key is the lack of production from Stark.
Agreed. I agree.
Honestly,
Yeah.
is because he finished the game. Look, when you make the Alt 4, when you resign, all the resources are back. Check the resources from Stark in the bank when he quit
Yeah. It
for
goes,
a Byzantines.
Yeah.
That's a lot of army that you can have on the field.
yeah, I do.
A lot of farming.
And I think with faster production, maybe that was the issue for Stark, because there were fights where it felt like he had the position, but Ganji always had more army. And it wasn't because of the cost, clearly. That might have been due to the production. You
Tristan.
look at Ganji, he's got 10 ranges, and you only have like the 4 or 5 there for Stark. That's a good point.
5, 6 stables. I am zoom out the capture rates completely. I click at the stables, 6 stables, 5 archery ranges. 6, sorry. Is not enough for a late game, in my opinion.
I agree with you there.
Look at this. Look at Ganji. 11 barracks, double basically, 8 stables, you know, and 10 archery ranges, double the production.
And
Double
then,
the production.
and
for
then
Ganji.
he also collected more resources too. He collected a little bit more. He collected 5,000 more wood. He also collected 5,000 more gold. Overall, though, man, I mean, what a game to start the series. If people didn't believe us when we said this was going to be close, that game right there is just going to remind them that this will be close.
Well, because they know that you are a hype caster, Tristan, so they know that you...
we hype when the hype is necessary and when it is correct. Also, Meb, speaking of hype, one more thing on that game. 55 conversions for Ganji. 55.
Only?
Well, we say only, but I don't remember him converting. I don't.
I'm ironic.
I don't remember him converting anything but bomb cannons.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there were a couple
crazy.
conversions there, but maybe converted like 20 bomb cannons. Someone's gonna have to go back. If someone has way too much time on your hands, go load up that game and find out how many cannons got converted for us and let us know.
So now, what we can expect in this Khmer as a blue, Ganji in the south, and Magyar's Stark in the north with the slopes. A map that I personally like it a lot, and I like a lot always the variety they have, where the DSC is now pushing Stark with those deers and the shortfish. I think that part, I always mention when I'm alone here casting, and I don't know what you think, Tristan. I think the deers and the shortfish is a big boost that is really needed to take. And usually, who is taking it is taking the game, actually.
Yeah, and I think it's a two-parter, maybe, because the player who normally takes the risk to take the shorefish and the deer, they are the more aggressive player. They are the player who's making more army, whereas the other player will usually wall more and play more defensive. So I think that's the other part of it. This will be an interesting one because the Khmer, we're what, 3 weeks into this qualifier? I think people have seen enough games now to know that since the Khmer can hop in those houses, the Khmer player is almost always going to be milling the shorefish and the deer. So we saw Tato do it. We've seen other players do it as well. But I just wonder, is that a little too scary to do if it's going to be Magyar scouts on the other side? Because Magyar scouts can kill villagers so much faster. So I'm expecting Ganji. I actually have an idea. I have a thought here. I wonder if Ganji will make his stable near his villagers on the fish and the deer instead of building it at his base. I remember that from Hidden Cup 4.
Yeah, I think that will be the way. And also, what Ganji is doing is what he has to do. You have a civilization that you don't need to make the barrack. You probably don't want to make the barrack. So you can expend those wood that you are saving from the barrack to wall.
Yes.
And what the Stark need to do is exactly the opposite. Focus on be as aggressive as possible. Because if you go defensive with Magyar, you are dead against Khmer.
Agreed. Yeah, I think eventually if the Magyars can get their walls down, so the ideal game for the Magyars would be scouts, walls, and then cav archer. But you're not going to be able to have the time to go cav archers if you don't get the walls down. And even though players make it look easy, and we can envision the walls when we look at these wood lines, it still is a lot of investment and a lot of time to get this fully walled. So we're still a bit of ways from that. But so far, Ganji's going to come home. He's going to push in another deer. I mean, he hasn't even scouted 4 of his geese here. He's just hoping they're out there. And if Stark comes forward, Stark could steal those.
The map for Ganji is amazing if you check. Berries at the back, gold at the back, stone at the back.
Yep.
Everything is at the back. If you wall like he's doing, you are completely safe. He probably this time don't even need the shortfish because he's pushing already all the deers. While the map for Stark, the gold is at the back, one stone at the back, the berries is in front. It's okay too, you know. Mm-hmm. But for a Khmer player, the map Ganji has is a paradise.
If Stark really gets greedy with the walls and walls a bit more forward, which it looks like he might do because he's building his barracks in a unique spot, he could actually get even more gold and stone behind some walls here as well, which is kind of rare for slopes. Usually the stones and golds are like Ganji's, where you're never going to wall towards them because they're a bit further forward. We might even see a rare fast castle here from Ganji if he wants to go for something planned. Khmer could go for a pretty wild fast castle. And then Stark has dropped the barracks. So Stark's going to do something completely different than a scout rush, too.
You are the Nostradamus here. Well, he's doing the loom. No. He's doing the loom now after the 20 population. No, I thought he was going to make more villages and then probably fast castle is an option. But it's Khmer.
Yeah.
And Khmer, well, no. If you do the loom, he's going to wall.
Yeah, he's
Maybe he's going fast castle.
I think this is still scouts, but he's walled so much that he's had to add a couple extra villagers on what he normally needs. And this is just super safe play from Ganji because he's up against Magyars.
Okay.
I think if he's not up against Magyars, he definitely goes to the side resources. And Stark, second game in a row now, hasn't scouted his opponent. And he he might feel like this build order he's going for is a complete waste once he realizes that Ganji is nice and safe at home.
Even more now, Tristan, because he's doing two militias without a third one. He's going to try to get in, not going to happen. He's fully walled. Those militias are going to be useless, so he's going to fall even a little bit more behind. Yes, he's up very, very quick, but now into what? He's going to the right side with those militias to take the shortfish and the deers. Yeah.
Sorry to get excited. So Stark scouted the other side, saw that 3 deer were pushed from there. So he said, oh, good. He's definitely milling the other side then. And look where his militia veered off to. He's going over there because he felt, much like us, that the Khmer always take that risk and go out here because they can hop inside the house. But Ganji has not taken the risk. Really fun start.
Yeah. Now, what he's going to do is Stark is probably lame all the deers. Would you lame all the deers or do you keep down those? Because maybe you can go even forward later. I think he will kill it, right?
Yeah, I think...
It's safer.
If you kill the deer, attack the house, I think if you have your scout and your militia on a house, it does force a reaction from Ganji. So you never want Ganji to just be safe completely. But at the end of the day, the walls are up for a reason. And Ganji's not going to complain about having to repair this or build another house behind. He'll be very happy with this.
Deploying this is very tricky now for Star because he doesn't really know what Ganji is doing. He's fully walled completely. He might be thinking, look at what he's doing. I love this. You hit the militia, now it's going to be microing all the time. Being annoying. He's going to make it a game probably after the other house. Oh, man. Okay. W tax and horse collar. Well, Stark, no W tax, no horse collar, not any upgrade.
So Stark
behind already.
So Stark doesn't know that Ganji's going to be going scouts. Ganji is scouting right now, and he will know from his Fog of War. Actually, he doesn't know it's an archer follow-up, but he does know that Stark is on that hunt out there now. And he sees the archer opening too. So this is nice for Ganji because he has more information. And he could potentially kill villagers. But if I'm Ganji, I do not show Stark my scouts until I'm attacking villagers. I do not attack these militia with my scouts at all. You don't want him to know.
No, he's not gonna do it. And where he's doing that archery range, you see that house that he didn't finish? He put first the archery range there, he canceled and put at the back to don't show also the archery range. So really, go with the scouts, sneak those villages. He's sending out the spears, so he know that the scouts probably are coming. But really, Tristan, Stark needs some walls. He's started to wall now, but we are in minute 12. I think he's gonna get some damage at the end. Yeah, with those scouts. It's gonna be annoying.
It is interesting because Ganji now is going to feel like, oh, I've got him where I want him. I'm going to go for the villagers. But Stark does have a spear there. So Stark is somewhat prepared for an attack. But you're absolutely right because it is 4 scouts. It's just 1 spearman. We've seen players so many times fight off the spearman. Let's see if Ganji does that. Is Stark expecting this? The spearman goes in. The spearman's going to be attacked. Stark is going to have to save all these villagers. Otherwise, he could lose all of them. And Ganji in game 2 has had the dream start here on slopes. He should kill so much more.
Yeah, I think he's still going to kill another one. Probably he's going to kill so many. And if he killed that one, he's going to take everything. If you micro, it's not microing perfectly, you know? He could kill more. He's going to take... He took already 2. This is a no damage anyway. Oh my god. He's gonna be 3 villages. This is massive already, Tristan.
Yep, it is. And it's good shift queuing there. He immediately shifted over to the next vill. And the next one, this is gonna be all 5 villagers dead. Ganji's gonna kill everything. And he's defended at home against the archers with the skirms. This is perfect.
5 villages, man. I mean, we have seen also how some players, when they do it this way, even make a tower in this area. How you can lose seriously 5 villages against 4 scouts.
It's so
Having
sad.
a spear
Look at
is too much.
Mem, right when the Bills died, the spear arrived. It's so sad for Stark. He had the spears on the way. He didn't get there in time. And this just comes down to Ganji changing the meta a little bit. Walling's, not the craziest thing ever, but usually the Khmer play open. So this whole game started because Stark thought the Khmer would play open. So he played open, and then he was in the dark. He didn't know it would ever be scouts. And like we said, because Ganji didn't show Stark, Stark was not prepared for the amount of scouts, and a 5 villager reward is more than you could ever ask for here if you're Ganji.
Yeah, it's an insane economy advantage. At the end, it's only 4 in total because, as you can see, guys, idle TC for Ganji is higher than for Star, but still, 4 villages different from minute 14 that it has been does attack, or even 13 is absolutely crazy.
Yep.
Let's see now, because Khmer has also the economy advantage we were talking, Tristan. How do you come back now from this? Because now Ganji can even do more and more army. He knows that he's super ahead in the economy, so he doesn't have to be greedy. Let's go more army, put all the pressure, and you're gonna be probably even up to castles quicker than your opponent, no matter what.
Yeah, potentially. We'll see what Ganji does. Like, I think some players will have the approach of, I'm ahead, let's get further ahead. And I think on papers, you would think that players would now play safe. But when you're in a tournament and you really want that win and you're an aggressive player, you might not want to play safe because you're like, safe is giving my opponent time. So if Ganji were to move out right now, depending on what he's engaging against and what he has, I mean, there's still a lot of archers from Stark. Maybe Stark could find some damage. So I think having the skirms, though, Ganji switching into his own archers, like you said, the Khmer farms should be amazing for Ganji. And I think it should be pretty easy for him here to reach the Castle Age faster and go into crossbow.
Well, you can see, he's doing a second archery range that is actually rare to see nowadays, to go second archery range this early. And still, instead of spending on the farms, still look at the resources. With double archery range, skirmishes, archers, the scouts he did, because he has only 1, but he did a total of 4.
Yeah.
So in total 5 with the starting 1. And he's still gonna reach Castle Age quicker than his opponent, doing a lot more.
Super
And,
cool. He even delayed fletching mem. So he is just, he wants Castle Age that much faster. He's not even rushing the upgrades here.
Well, but the Stark didn't make any upgrade either. Look, he only have 14 and it's for free.
Yeah, true.
So he doesn't have any upgrade.
Yep,
Any
true.
upgrade, not even Horse Collar. And obviously, with 5 less loss, he's behind in the economy, and Ganji is now on the way to Castle Age. And he can do, in my opinion, Tristan, whatever he wants right now from Castle Age.
I think we're going to see the crossbow opening. Probably no elite skirm, but crossbow opening. And he is going to love the fact that Stark decided to take the front wood. Stark has backwood options too, just like Ganji does. Like, he could be chopping wood in an area that can't be ranged. That's also not going to overchop the wall. But Stark, with this aggression, or aggression that he wanted anyways, he's been very forward focused here. But we'll see if Stark finds this army.
Start thinking, Tristan, that his opponent is going double stable. I'm sure about that.
Yeah, I could see it.
He's not expecting the double archer range.
He hasn't seen a single archer.
Confident, yeah.
Yep.
Woo!
That's a good
Look
point.
what he's doing now, Stark. Double stable now, Stark himself. Crazy. He's gonna go all in Castle Age. With these archers and double stable, or army it has to be, but you need more than 5 villages on gold.
Yeah, I think some of the villagers building the stables might be... Yeah, you're right, actually. He doesn't have gold in the front, so he does need more on gold. He doesn't have a market, so Stark is finally like, okay, I'm going to break in, and you need to show me what you're doing. And Ganji refuses to do it. Ganji is hiding again.
Yeah. It's a sneaky boy. Now he's in the double archery ring and he's surprised. The archers are coming, but what he's not expecting, and he should expect, because the score is kind of crazy, right? Look at the score. He's not expecting probably, hey, he's in castle faster than me, and now what you do? He's going back, He's going back because he doesn't know what he bring, and he doesn't want to lose this amount of archers. Bodkin arrow is kicking in there. He's gonna make the crossbow or the least skirmish. It has to be crossbows. He's 14 archers only for skirmishes, but the crossbow upgrade is not yet there. Now he's doing, and well, equally in numbers in military. So it shouldn't make Ganji a lot of damage here, right?
Well,
Shouldn't.
I just think that if Stark believes he's up against elite skirm, that he will prioritize knights over getting even Bodkin arrow here. He is low on gold. He doesn't know. He sees the skirms now, Mem. So he's like, okay, it's going to be skirms. He doesn't know it's going to be crossbow.
But the archers are in the other side completely, and Ballistic is in minute 22 already kicking in 20 seconds. When he break in, he's gonna take everything with Ballistic.
Yeah, and he will get in. He will get in unless there's like a panic siege workshop. Stark doesn't have the wood. Stark doesn't have the wood. He had the wood for a market. He drops a market to buy him time. Ballistics is in for Ganji, though, and the timings on these attacks have been incredible for Ganji. And in a crossbow v crossbow war, Ballistics normally changes everything here. So he will not complain about any fight, whether it's against villagers or crossbows here.
Yeah, well, he hold it. He hold it thanks to that market. He's gonna finish, and then the market is great because you need it. So it's not a useless building, to be honest.
Yeah,
now
true.
he's going back. Let's see the battle here with the micro. In top of that hill, so many crossbows from Stark. He got 13, Ganji 14, but having Ballistic, he should be able to take this battle no matter what. And we saw in the previous game, Tristan, that the micro from the Ganji is a bit far superior.
Yeah, well, Ganji does have the army on the other side, and Stark has done a good job to make sure the fight is here,
Oh, yeah.
right? Like, this is an area that Ganji did not want to be fighting, and Stark is at least going to close in. So without Ballistics, he is still getting some kills. But I feel like the theme here, Mem, is we're saying that Stark is doing a great job at staying alive in situations where a lot of other players die. And at some point, you need to be the player who's ahead, and it just hasn't happened for Stark yet.
Yeah, it's nothing happened, and now we see finally the archers shine. Leary is smiling. I see Leary smiling right now, Tristan. I don't know what you think. He's smiling.
Leary-
Like, okay, I have a shot in Hidden Kappa, you know?
Yeah, now we can actually, when we look at players and are trying to guess who is who, we can see Crazy Crossbow Micro, and we could be like, okay, Leary confirmed. But before this patch,
You know?
I was concerned, wasn't sure what we were going to say.
Now we can have problems for sure again. But the problems are going to be, and back into the game, for Stark, 25 army, Tristan, 25 army, 5 knights against 22 crossbows. Even with the bad path, I think it's still a lot of crossbows. Even if the knights are +2/+2 and husbandry, look at those knights are going literally down.
And if Ganji makes the main event of Hidden Cup, his crossbow micro is also extremely confident. I mean, look at him move forward. And he's split grouping as well here. And yeah, Stark is just hoping that the +2 armor there would be enough, but that is not an engagement he needed. 4 knights against that many crossbows is too little. And now Ganji on the right side with more crossbows, hoping to harass. I mean, Ganji's 2 TCs right now, Mem. He's adding a monastery at home. His eco is flying. To go up 2 games, when I'm sure he's so nervous, would just do wonders for him going forward here. And I don't know the difference between the players when it comes to nerves. I don't know where Stark's at because he's played so many tournaments over his career.
Nah, they're nervous. They're nervous.
But they
today.
both have
I'm
to
sure
be.
about that.
Yeah, they both have
they
to
have
be.
to be. They have to be. I mean, when you are about to join in a main event, because it's not only the prestige, also motivation, the money, it's also for future tournaments as well. You are gonna get ranked also better as well. So it's open more possibilities, you know. But still, he's trying to keep ready. Look at the crowds now. Hit a little house. He's gonna clean those. It's only 5 archers. But the problem here is, even if Stark is not dead, from here, the economy advantage is just getting bigger and bigger. It's 3 TCs already.
Yeah.
Well, the third TC is on the way. And Khmer Farms with 12 villages more. And Wheelbarrow as well.
I'm really surprised, and maybe Stark's not doing this because he has +2 armor on his knights, but I'm really surprised we haven't seen a siege workshop from Stark yet. Like, he's all in.
Yeah.
He's up against crossbows, and still no siege. And unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to find engagements he wants here. Ganji is going to find conversions if he sticks around. He can't give that up. And Ganji is just... Yeah, he's just been so patient here. 30 crossbows, a couple monks. Ganji just needs to hold here. If he can hold and not be broken against this, he will win this game.
Well, if the Star want to have a chance here, as you mentioned, he need to come 1 TC all in with Siege. If Stark start to make now extra town center, he's dead. Don't know what you think.
Yeah, no, I agree. He would be very dead here because of how flawless Ganji has played. I mean, Ganji has played so good. And I love the sneakiness, but then the recognition here in Castle Age that I'm ahead and I can be patient. We have seen so many like next generation players throw games, haven't we? Where they don't have the patience of the big names. And Ganji has shown some perfect patience here. And now he knows, now it's not time to be patient anymore.
Not anymore. Look at the arches he has now. He's trying to attack. And the thing here is, might be a lot of people watching this, right? And they think, oh, he's not killing a lot. Well, like what, 10 farmers idle? That's a lot of damage when you are already behind and you have now only 7 farmers effective and Ganji himself 30 Khmer farmers. The Siege War shop, it's happening. But look where he's doing the Siege War shop right now. Oh, let's see the engagement. Now these knights can kill a lot. Let's see, he's gonna take now the monks. And those knights can finally kill everything and snowball the game.
Oh my God.
Do you think? He's gonna be able? Whoa, he's gonna kill all now.
Okay, but imagine
Everything
if there
is
was
gonna be
siege, Mem. Imagine if there was siege. These crossbows are actually stacked into a tile where they're getting the most value from this situation. But this will be some scary moments for Ganji because he will lose this fight. He lost all of his monks. And with a 30 villager lead, it is possible to throw here if the Magyar Knights end up in your eco.
Yeah, but don't make... I mean, okay, TC on the right, Siege War shop there. You need 3-4 mangoes. Even I will do a monastery in case that his opponent is also doing his stables to clean the mangonels. You know, you need to go all in, really. You know that if you are doing a second TC in minute 32, Tristan, you are already a lot behind. And Ganji is preparing the resources to go up, so he really needs to push completely.
I do think, I mean, the second, you got to think about it this way, though, right? You will only be able to add the second TC in an all-in situation if you can justify Vil production and Knights. And every time I look at Stark Stables, he is producing Knights. So I think the second TC is going to help him. But he's got to find a way through. And this is a very awkward timing for this push. He's going to go siege push from the side. I mean, Ganji's got 3 crossbows and 3 monks right now. And he's on his way to Imp. That's it. Like, he needs something more. This could still be a big problem here.
Yeah, I think, and Khmer doesn't have blueprinted, right? In case that he want to make it
more monks
with more range, you know, because he loves the monks. I'm just thinking, what is gonna be the transition in this kind of situations? I feel weird, you know. Well, he's doing more archery ranges. He can go arbalest, but you need army for that. And now he's going inside. He might not now he's killing 20 villages. Then the game changed completely.
Yep. No, I agree. Now, Ganji. It was funny, I applauded him for his patience, and then he wasn't patient enough before when he lost his crossbows. He has monks, so good defense here, and Stark cannot push forward there. Nice job. The knight kills the siege. The monks will heal each other up. Ganji's got enough stone for a castle. He has to be paranoid about this, but he's just massing crossbows, so it's going to be Bracer and it's going to be Arbalest as the choice, but still not going to be a big army, man. Like, I think Lycav and Knights and Castle Age can actually kill everything that Ganji's going to have.
Yeah, but the problem is that the Stark is stopping doing army. He's now adding TCs.
Yep. He has to catch up.
That's what we were talking.
He has to catch up. 30 Vils behind.
He needs to go full army. Yeah, but he's need to go all army because now Ganji can be patient again. Look at the castle he's doing on the left. Bad. The knights are there. Let's see if he's going to be able to make some damage here. So many villages that are exposed. Well, there's no houses. There's a TC. He's going to kill villages. You need to deny that castle. He's not going to deny, but he's going to take so many. Well, it's denying the castle and now killing so many villages. But he needs 2 or 3 more engagement like this.
This is a little dicey. This is a little dicey for Ganji. This is a little dicey. He doesn't have the army count. He is an imp. But Stark might see this as an opportunity to take a fight before the imp upgrades come in. This is the best fight Stark could ask for as long as he can kill the monks. Ganji is locked in on every night.
Oh my God, but he converted 4.
What?
He converted for 5. He
How?
converted everything. Everything. Ganji converted every single night and the monks
That's
is
insane.
still alive. Can you tell me how he's doing this? He's the god of the monks,
I
Tristan.
talked to him about it, right? I talked to him about his
GG.
control groups. The GG's called. Ganji will have control groups beyond 9, right? So he puts each monk on a number, and then he's waiting for moments like that. And it was just like, it felt like immediate. It's just one click, 2 click, 3 click, 4 click, and he got every single night. It felt like there, Mem. Great job from Ganji. What I loved about this, though, was not the monks. It was how he played Feudal Age, because in the early game, we were talking about how Khmer will play open. He will play to the sides. He will put the house there, and Stark built up his whole strategy, assuming that the Khmer would do that. Ganji did the exact opposite. The scout surprise gave him a big lead. And, I mean, from there, he just boomed away, and Stark was never able to punish him.
And they always have told me, that freaking Andy know pretty well Ganji. He team up also with Ganji in some teams, tournaments as well. That he's the god with the monks.
Yeah.
And we just saw it.
I'm gonna
But
actually
as you mentioned,
rewatch it here as you're talking because it was so insane.
Go. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, I'm going back. It's 36-20. I mean, you could tell each step, right? You could tell there's a slight difference in time between each click, but all 7 of those knights were selected by 7 different monks, and that is not something you can normally do when your castle is being denied and you're moving out like that. Like that position for me, Memp, I get 1 conversion, I lose all my monks, I lose all my crossbows, and then Stark somehow comes back into the game.
That's why you and me are casting, right? Because it has to be a good explanation. Well, we enjoy what we do, right? But it's what it is with the monks, my goodness. Oh, man.
And Stark did have, I see some people saying light cav. Stark did have light cav, but he didn't have enough of them, clearly, and he weren't there in time.
Yeah.
And at that point,
not there, right?
Ganji was already...
He wasn't there.
He was already so far ahead that Ganji's still favored to win that game, but that's unbelievable.
Still, we are talking about that because very fun to watch. As you mentioned, the game was won before that.
Yeah,
it was won before that.
Yeah. Now, man, how important is game number 1 now? That the fact that Ganji won game number 2 is whatever. Game number 1 feels so much better now, and so much worse for Stark because poor Stark is like, oh God, if only I would have won with Byzantines, this would be 1-1. And I don't have to feel this pressure. But now, Stark's got to win so many.
Let's see now. What economy is better, right, Tristan? If France with the farm bonus, let's say for free all Vietnam with basically saving all the wood from all the economy upgrades and having 100% faster the research for all of them. Who is going to take this game, Mr. Tristan?
Well,
Mr.
I think,
T90.
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it does come down to style and how they open this. But stating the obvious, Stark needs this one. He has to start some level of confidence building for him because going down 3-0 is very unlikely he'll be able to win 4 straight here with how good Ganji's playing. Now, Mem, would you consider laming with the Vietnamese? Because you know where your opponent's TC is.
Why not?
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. You're down 2 games. It is an idea to maybe try here, but Stark's not going to do that. Here he's going to go for the economic approach and just push in deer.
Let's be honest. We are casting, but we don't talk many times about the mechanics needed. To really lame efficiently and keep producing your echo, obviously these spies are in another level, but still you need to do it really well.
Yeah.
Because if you go find the boar, lame right away without any disturb by your opponent, fine. But look at now Ganji, for example, 2 boars at the back. If you go on trying to lame, you can lame the boars, but it's also true that you can lame the ships. And honestly, if you take 2, imagine 4 ships, it's an old lame. You don't really need to lame the boar. So I will go at least for the ship lame.
Yeah. You know what players do, though, with Vietnamese, I found? They say instead of taking the risk to go forward and steal something, which I might not get, right? Because you don't know. What I can guarantee is that I can push in every single one of my deer and still scout my opponent on time. Because normally if you push in every single one of your deer, you might not find your opponent on time. So I think that's what Stark's approach here. And to your point, Stark is definitely a bit slower. So I can't tell you how many times I've seen Stark try and steal a boar. He might not actually be the best player for that.
No. And also you are talking about that. Also, when you have Vietnam yourself, is your opponent going to come to lame yourself?
True.
Not going to happen.
Yep.
Not going to happen.
Yep.
So you can be healthy, relaxed, taking all your economy because you know that you are not going to get lame. While your opponent might be thinking, oh, there's a possibility that is coming. So I need to try to push myself, this, everything, and take the ships because maybe I'm not going to find the resources, which Ganji didn't find the 2 ships at the back. And if I check his point of view, he didn't see. Look at how unfortunate is this. He has explored all this area, Tristan, but not the ships. Black area.
Ganji or
Ganji at the back.
Oh,
look at the ships.
True. And hey,
Ganji,
when you're against
Ganji.
Vietnamese, you might assume they stole those.
Yeah.
So that's a very
Mind
good
games.
point. Yep. Interesting.
Mind game all the time. Thinking about the map, goal at the back for Stark, a bit on a hill. Berries at the back. two bullets in front, but he has another one in front where the DS is now pushing. And one very nice one at the back that he didn't take it. Probably the second Lumbercan will be there. Well, Ganji, berries and gold, very awkward, Tristan.
Agreed.
Forward
I think
and hills.
most awkward part about Ganji's base is the wall potential. If he had an extra wood line down below his golds, he could wall towards that, but he doesn't see any. And I do feel like it's not bad, right? He's got stone and gold in the back. But yeah, it is just going to be really awkward for him compared to st4rk when it comes to the wall potential here. But st4rk is going to change it up a little bit. He's in the Dark Age. He's making Militia. This is old meta. These days, players will make Militia while they're on the way to Feudal. But he's going to go for
and it's
three of them. Wow.
It's not two, it's three. It's the pure all meta for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very important that Ganji didn't spoil it. And he didn't. He's going directly to the TC, not anymore because he saw the house. Now he can see the ship. Maybe he can even lame. Can lame one ship. Not anymore. He was trying, as you can see. But didn't see the barrack. So he doesn't know what the stack is doing, Tristan.
Yeah. And that is going to be awkward for him if he is not pre-walling with where he's placing his lumber camp, and then obviously the berries, which are really important. Now, here comes st4rk. He knows where the TC is,
God.
and he misses the berries, and he's going to go the other way, and there's nothing over there. Wait, he's coming back this way? This is a huge find for st4rk.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And with the hill there, let's see Ganji point of view. He's gonna see now the three militias. He need to stop him to wall. He cannot wall because there's some hill. He need to move from there. I think he's gonna pick a villager here if he has some good micro, which is not happening right now. He has to be careful. He's gonna take some. Well, but it's already a big damage, Tristan, because he has to move all the villages. He can still pick that village. But you need to micro with the scout. Don't lose the scout. The militias.
st4rk's not attacking. st4rk's not attacking back. I've noticed that a couple times with st4rk, his units will sometimes be on stand ground, and I think because he's doing other things, he's missed out on it. But Ganji hasn't lost a villager yet. A really nice job here from Ganji not to lose vills initially. And now the militia, I mean, yes, of course, they're still here, but this has not brought the reward that he would have wanted. Actually, Ganji could trap them.
Yeah, easily. He could trap easily. He didn't trap with the village at the back, but he could do a gate. He didn't make it now. He has to really make this stable. He lost a big opportunity, but now st4rk is fully wall at home. So he's still on his comfort zone, probably.
Yep, and that's what he was looking at. That's actually what he was doing. He's making sure he had the walls down, making sure he's safe. st4rk will always feel like as long as I harass my opponent and they are open, this is better for me. Think about the previous game. The previous game, Ganji was walled, and Ganji was able to surprise st4rk quite a few times. So it could definitely be the same situation. The Frank player is going to have scouts that cannot find any damage on the other side of the map.
Why many players keep using that stand ground in those situations? It's worthy, like it's better. I know that they don't want to take the risk in case that you are very close to the TC to don't need the town center, but he was far away there, and he could have taken one or two villages probably.
Yeah, so the answer is because if you have attack stance, units will pick other units. Like if you just have it on attack stance so they automatically attack, they will target something other than what you wanted to target. Whereas if you have it on stand grounds, it will only target the one villager, right? So unfortunately there for st4rk, he didn't retask or they like he thought they were attacking when they weren't, but that's the reasoning for it.
Yeah.
And every player, like I think it's very easy for people to see that and say, why you stand ground? Every single player will use stand ground in those situations. Every single one. You have to take the most efficient fights, but you do also have to micro it properly, which unfortunately
that's the issue. You have to multitask a lot more in that situation for sure. 5 villages on goal now from st4rk. Doing the farmers. For me, it's very awkward that when you have this civilization, don't make the horse collar. You don't need the wood, so you have the food to make villages and keep going. Horse collar, in my opinion, with Vietnam is a must.
Yeah, I mean, it is tricky, too, because it may delay fletching a little bit, right? Like, you just don't know. It does feel like the economy for st4rk is a little stretched just because of the walling, man. Like, he looked at this, and he thought about it like the casters did and said, oh, man, I could wall this, right? But usually what you do is, like, you stay open, you make a lot of army, you're very aggressive, and then you wall later. And walling later means that your economy should be pretty good. Well, actually, as I say that, though, Mem, Ganji doesn't have Bid-X, which is a pretty big upgrade. So that is something he's missing on the other side.
And it's because he forgot, because with the action with the 3 militias, when you do mechanically talking, as soon as you reach the next age, you click double task. And he was busy microing against the militias, he just totally forget. It's crazy, right? When there's some surprise, one of the biggest factors in this game is the surprise, right, Tristan? I mean, when you when you are not expecting something, is what it makes you go panic, let's say.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and that is an aspect of the game. We are so used to the best players playing near perfect all the time. That is an aspect of the game that sometimes gets forgotten, right? And that's why, bringing different things to your opponent can be good. But lovely play from Ganji. He was not surprised here. He knew there must be sneak archers coming, and he clears it up. Ganji with 9-0 KD.
Not bad. Not really bad. You know?
But Mem isn't impressed yet. Mem's like, make that 10 and maybe I'll be impressed.
10-0, 10-0. I usually, when I'm co-casting with someone, I don't check or make any comments into the chat. But there's someone that have said in my chat something that you're going to like it. I never see that compliment.
He said Islands is a diverse map and a good map?
It's for you. It's for you. Well, that I hope that's not gonna happen. Never will happen. And if it happen, I ban the viewer.
Okay.
No. The compliment is Mem90 is a magic duo. I have never listened that in 10 years casting. I don't know if we are a magic duo, but it's a beautiful compliment. So it's very nice to see and to read. And hopefully everyone is enjoying with the casting with Tristan and me together. With the NAC times that we were talking this week, we had the opportunity also to cast together, and it's really nice. It's better when we are live there, right? Because we can interact a lot more, right, Tristan? Because like this, still we are in different POVs and so on. It's nice, but obviously live is just much better. And why we're telling this? Because I don't know, but I get hype casting with people, and I get hype casting these events and Hidden Cap as well with the qualifiers and these scouts and the skirmishes coming, but not getting in. We have time to talk about these things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now, Ganji's just kind of knocking on the walls. Ganji's just trying to pester. And Ganji might assume that st4rk is just going to wait for the Castle Age. And in the Castle Age, he's going to come out here. But that is not going to be the case here. We are going to have faster Castle Age for Ganji, and he's using this time to wall up. But st4rk is going for a big army play behind these walls. Eventually, he's going to come out here, and he wants those skirms to be killed off by his scouts and those archers to kill everything else. So big moment here. st4rk will get fletching. I mean, game one was so close. For people who just got here, went over an hour. So it really has changed the complexion of this series now, because now with st4rk being behind in game 3, you start to think, could this be a 3-0? It's easy for people to say, this has been domination from Ganji, but game 1, actually so close. st4rk hopefully can find some damage here to make this a 2-1 series. You've got to slow down Ganji in some way here. If Ganji can boom with the Franks, this could be devastating, Mem.
But Tristan, how many times we have seen exactly what is happening in this series? We see one game that is insane.
Yep.
Clearly insane. And the player that we were feeling that should have won the game doesn't win the game.
And it breaks
don't
the
win
series.
The game. And it breaks the series like it's happening now, because look at the uptime now from Ganji. Didn't make any big damage in the economy, right? But he killed all the army. The units, 9-0 KD, but it's Castle, it's Price, as we were talking. So smooth to go up. Yeah. Go on.
I mean, I'm just saying he also didn't see this at all, right? So this is a surprise to him. He didn't see this army move out at all. He just rechecked the walls and saw it was rewalled by st4rk. So this is a big surprise. st4rk being sneaky, has fletching. There's no fletching on the skirmishers here for Ganji. This is not an easy situation for him to micro. And he is also pulled off of gold, which means he could lose some vills. He can't make as many knights. And who knows if he's going to have the number of knights to deal with the archers. One villager down. Nice defense here from Ganji, but I like the push from st4rk, and st4rk is immediately like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, but that's the problem now, because you did one villager kill, and now 2 knights with the skill bar and armor might clean everything.
Yeah.
And with the skirms.
Well, he's got to be fast.
Everything.
He's got to be fast.
Yeah.
You know, because of the risk of it and because of the positioning of the stables, Ganji wasn't able to send his knights forward. He sent it within his own walls. So he did just lose his scout there. He was trying to track where those archers went. I actually think st4rk can save his archers here, get back inside of his walls. But he's still, though, like, we saw how Ganji boomed in the previous game. Ganji's going to have 3 town centers. And st4rk hasn't even clicked up the Castle Age here.
That's the problem here. Like, st4rk now he's 6 villas ahead with wheelbarrow. But having 3 TCs from minute 21, how many villas is gonna get in 3-4 minutes? He's gonna be 15, 20 villas ahead.
I like how Stark is microing the
Oh, no.
pig in the middle of the map, away from the fight, because he has nothing else to do until he's in Castle Age. Oh man.
But don't you think that there's gonna be that difference in villas?
Yeah. There's going to be a big difference in builds.
mean-
I think what's interesting, Memp, is if you go 3 TCs, you will not have +2 armor for a while. You won't have a siege workshop for a while. So the crossbow mass for a Stark here is actually going to be insane. So
He's doing double stable.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Double stable. I mean, but this is another problem again. This reminds me a little bit with the previous game against Khmer. Similar situation, you know. Now double stable, what you do? If you go all in, it is pretty similar, Tristan. Think
Yeah,
about it.
it is
He won the
similar.
archer, did
Yep.
double stable, and it's almost the same.
The
different
difference,
civilization,
though-
yeah, but
The difference, though, is the army type, right? Like, Ganji's going to
Yeah.
have knights. And if Ganji tries to go siege and defense, and Stark has some knights, I could see the siege going down. The wood line on the front's exposed for Ganji. Both of his golds are somewhat forward. Like, I agree with you. Like, this has not been ideal for Stark, right? The scoreline's not ideal. Being in Castle Age at 24 minutes is not what he wanted. But this army is not something that Ganji is going to be able to take good engagements against. And
Yeah.
I think
Well-
Stark could potentially get something going here.
yeah, but look, he's doing scorpions right now, Ganji. He's trying to defend now with the archers, starts until he's getting those upgrades. But as we were talking, it's already 8 villas, 9 villas ahead. He got already, obviously, all the upgrades, wheelbarrow, bozo, heavy plow, economy so smooth. And now Stark is doing extra TC. So, you do 2 stables, Tristan, and then you are doing 1 knight.
Yeah.
Well, now he's doing more, but...
He's going to do more.
Okay.
I think,
and
Mem,
2 TCs extra. Okay.
2 knights of these
Tell me.
crossbows kills everything Ganji has right now. And it's not even close. The scorpions will die. Ganji's only defense for, like, the scorpions would be hopping in the TC to kill the knights. His knights will not be enough to kill knights going in for scorpions. Stark's army, especially if there's an open area somewhere, could do a lot of damage here. It really can. Now, I love what Ganji's done. It almost reminds me of Yo, where he's house-walled a lot of the other side near a stable. That's really smart thinking, but it is just 5 knights for Ganji. Here comes Stark, and Stark could bust right through those houses if he wants to.
Let's see if he's gonna make it. I like also how he has the skirmisher. The problem now for Stark is that he spoiled himself with the knights and crossbows, in my opinion, in the worst spot. He should be where he's going right now. He's gonna take it. And I really believe Ganji is gonna be ready to rumble. No, don't send the crow. Oh my god, look at the amount of damage he's doing with those scorpions. You have to be careful. If he's wait 1 second more, he kill everything.
Yeah.
And look
If
how
that
much
was
damage
Mem,
he
if
got.
that wasn't the new patch that we're using here, if that was the previous patch,
Yeah.
the live patch, all those crossbows are dead because they would regroup right into those scorpions.
Yeah.
So thankfully, the unit grouping has been, fixed for the Hidden Cup patch here.
And Tristan, Vietnam archers also. More
It's
HP.
true, they do have more HP. They don't have more
Because-
HP anymore.
Well, not anymore. Not
Yeah.
anymore. Okay, it's now taking few villages here. 1 down, 2 down. It's still, with those villages killed, he's still 15 villages ahead.
Yeah.
He's still wall, and now he's starting to have good amount of knights and scorpions to defend. I don't know what you think. And those knights now are +2.
Yeah, I mean, it's very strong, but res collected's close. Stark is the one being aggressive. Let's see if Ganji can find a fight against this. The big thing for Ganji is that he hasn't taken any crucial losses on his gold, and he's massing those knights. And it does feel like Mem, and I know you're alluding to it. It's like, it feels inevitable now that Ganji can get a really big ball of knights and maybe kill what Stark has on the field right now.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of knights he has. 13 already, 3 more in the queue, 6 scorpions, even a monk. I mean, the army he has right now is super strong. Look at the value. It's much higher value percentage with gold, like 3,000, 2,200 for Stark. Well, he doesn't even need to attack now. Like, he knows that he has 3 TCs, so if he keeps just booming at home and doing the army he's doing, I believe he's fine.
Yeah, I think at some point here soon, Ganji needs to go to stone. With the Franks, you want to be on stone for those cheap castles if you can. And it would feel natural with all the forward golds and stones at st4rk's base to want a forward castle there after a big castle age play. He has been patient. He sees that st4rk is looping around again. He's only lost 4 villagers here, Ganji. Does he have the Knight Mass to be able to kill this Knight and Crossbow thing? I think it's getting close.
Oh, I think he will get. Let's see the battle now. He's going there, and it is st4rk is starting to feel afraid of this army. But then, if he's not going, he's gonna go and make a counter attack. He's gonna try to take the TC. No, there's a Knight going lonely. You're gonna lose it. Let's see. He's coming with more. Another stable in this area, but the Knights are coming. The Knights are coming, and he's gonna commit on the town center. Wow.
I mean, man,
he's not a little bit greedy.
It is very greedy, and the siege is on its own right now, and st4rk has an outpost. So it's very easy to look away for a second and then lose all your scorpions like this. Ganji's got to be careful here. He's going to lose some of his scorpions. He gains the hill. He actually hasn't lost any scorpions yet. The villager killed the scorpion.
It was the village, you're right. The Knights are now coming. He's trying to kill the Scorpion, but there's a lot of Knights still. 12 village difference is not that much anymore, but the Crows can help. He doesn't have ballistic, so it's an old army here to take the battle for Ganji. Probably not anymore. He converted one of those Knights, another Mangonel coming, and now you have to be careful. But the game is closer than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah,
See the resources for st4rk.
Yep, resources for st4rk are looking really good. Like, st4rk, his army has been a lot stronger in the open field, right? Trying to break Ganji is not a possibility because of the Scorpions, but when the Scorpions move out, they're usually sniped. And it's the same with the Siege because st4rk has the Knights. And what, over the last minute, we've seen 4 or 5 Scorpions and 3 Mangonels all go down now for Ganji, and st4rk is on the way to the Imperial Age.
Nice. Ganji's gonna go up to Imperial as well, almost the same time, without a stone, but he's now adding 12 on a stone, as you can see. Patrolling with those Knights, he doesn't need to send any army anymore. He's gonna convert that spear. Good conversion. He didn't delete it. That was a weird one, right? But well, it's a gift. It's a gift. He's gonna take now the monk. And then, who has now the better situation here? Because yes, it's 13 villages more, but Ganji doesn't have any map control. And we saw yesterday that if you go now halberdiers and Arbalest are back. So why not? It can be a game from st4rk.
It's going to be tough. So the pike upgrade is reasonable. We're going to see that. The halb upgrade, though, you need 600 gold and 300 food. This is before we factor in any of the blacksmith upgrades or any of the units. So it is quite an expensive switch. And with this economy, I don't think st4rk can realistically do Arbalest and halb right away. So the choice has to be halb, right? So you still, though, want to keep your crossbows alive. Because if you're just on halb against the Franks, they get gunpowder, they get throwing axemen, they just have so many things to work with. So, again, to restate it, guys, winner here goes into Hidden Cup 5 main event. Winner here is in a top 16 event, which maybe we haven't seen for either of these two, though we might need to check Liquipedia for that one. Certainly isn't frequent, though they both have had incredible careers. And st4rk, I love this castle. It is such an important hill. It is a gutsy castle to place, but he feels he can do it because he has the vision there, Mem. Ganji, though, has a monk going by and sees the villagers.
Oh, man. I don't know if it's a no. Let's see this battle. Trista, let's see this battle. You need to go to that hill. I think Ganji smelled the castle there, so he wants to get the ground. The resources, though, for both sides are pretty sick. But now that castle is not that pretty anymore. But it's normal. He doesn't want to take the risk to make a doubt castle. But that hill was the hill, Tristan. It really was the hill. And he's not prioritizing on the halves. He's going for ballistic and +3. When he has 16 archers, I think halberdiers would be better, as you mentioned, too. Oof. I don't know who has the advantage anymore.
I just don't know. Like, we've hit that point in this in this Civ matchup, where I don't know what to suggest to Ganji. Like, so often with the Franks, it's just Eco and Knights. But if it's going to be Hal against Arbs, Vietnamese late game, it looks a whole lot better than the Franks. And st4rk has done a great job. He's behind by 3 villagers. Like, obviously, game 2 was the exception. But remember in game 1 when he was so outboomed. Res collected for Ganji was like 10,000 resources more. And still that game went over an hour. Like, st4rk has this incredible ability to stay alive, which is why he beat Dogao, which is why he beat Running and all these players who were favorites against him in this qualifier bracket. It's insane.
I mean, the comeback against Dogao in that Moodflow game was crazy. I'm sure that you remember. But anyway, Let's see the Cavaliers trying to find a hole. Is this a hole? Is a hole? Is a hole? Is goal up in here? How he can be a hole there?
What?
Tristan, and now 12 Cavaliers has been open the whole game. What is that hole?
That
there?
hole must have been there.
On.
There must have been a tree before. I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Stark.
Man.
If there's
Well,
no
he chased
hole
the
there,
whole
he's
game.
completely fine. But now the Cavalier into the back of his eco. Oh, that hurts so much. And now there's another hole because he chopped the front. That's where I thought you meant, Mem. Oh.
No. I thought in the south, just in the south, there's where all the Cavaliers went through. And look at the farmers now. Well, what farmers? He has now 20 villagers idle. He has killed Take the 8 KD. And now, Ganji can make a castle in the south with one villager. He's feeling like, I'm chilling now.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Ganji deserves a lot of credit for finding the hole and getting through. Great stuff. But honestly, since he's made it through here, Mem, he has truly been everywhere. He has hit every farm. He's hit every area. He hit the gold. He hit the wood. And he made this so much better than it would be for a normal player. He killed 50 villagers because now he's even on the front again. And now, if we thought the matchup was bad for the Franks, now you have a massive eco lead. So you should be able to, even with worse units, be able to fight this back.
That's why St4rk, that feel that he still have a lot of numbers, and he has 35 hulls, 16 archers. Look at the army numbers. He still have a lot more than double.
Yeah.
But St4rk is desperate trying to stonewall and houses because now Ganji get all the map control with the castles, go forward with traps and skirmishes, and if he kill the buildings, and this is what he's trying to do, he's gonna take the game.
I mean, normally for me, Mem, and the majority of players, it's like you get in with the Cav, you split them up into 3 different spots, and you stop microing them, and you look at other things. Ganji continued to move units around there that entire time, and now he's got Trebs on the front, and he's going to push that castle down. And this is what Ganji wanted. That whole raid, that was, a dream scenario, but in the end, it gave him time to build up skirmishers, get upgrades, mix in light Cav now, and stack 3 castles in this area behind this. This is crazy.
How many times have we in casting and we see the hole and you are with the co-caster or alone? Come on, find the hole, and they don't click it. They don't click it. They don't click it in.
Yeah.
They don't click it in.
Yeah.
When I saw those Cavaliers going there, it's exactly what you're talking. Like he just find out because he clicked it there.
That is extremely unlucky for St4rk because I think it was closed at one point. I'm going to assume there was a tree and a villager just randomly chopped it at one point. Like, I swear, sometimes villagers, they want to die in this game. Like, they do. I don't know. Like, maybe they're not enjoying their constant work-life situation, but like they clearly want to die at times for me. And that was an example of it. We'll have to look back at that. But right now, I mean, we knew this was already going to be difficult. I think that was the game. Yeah, because the army count's insane, but he just doesn't have economy anymore.
Yeah. And now, I mean, the skirmishes from Franks are basically castle-less skirmishes with chemistry because they are some of the worst skirmishes in the game.
Yep.
Now Ganji can afford Paladin upgrade.
Ridiculous.
Paladin upgrade.
And you feel for St4rk right now. You feel for St4rk. You feel for people who wanted more games of the series. I mean, he can win games against Ganji. He hasn't shown it today, but I believe because the games were close. I thought he was actually in a better position in some ways here. He had like 70 army, but he lost 60 villagers. And that's the main issue now, so you feel for him. But let's see, man. Maybe he can find a way back. He's up to 100 vills again. He still has the larger army. He still has, in my opinion, the better late game Civ, but he does not have the gold control.
For sure not. Ganji also 4 relics, Tristan. 4 relics. So in this, in the main while he was taking all those. It's true that he's doing the Paladin upgrade that he didn't have a single Cavalier, but now he's creating them. He has 5 on the field, 13 more in the queue. He still have 46 farmers, 28 on gold with the 5 relics now, and he's gonna make a castle in the north to control the whole map. I mean, that hole and that raid not only killed the village, it gave him the plenty of time to get all the map control that he didn't have.
Yeah, agreed.
That moment.
Agreed. And he's played it perfectly, man. He got his relics. He's building the castles. He's got vision everywhere. He again has gone for some different raids in different positions. And I think with Paladin and Skirm, you don't even need to be fancy anymore. You just take one big fight and you end the game. That upgrade should be far too strong for St4rk to deal with. He only has 20 health. It's just not doable anymore for him.
No, it's impossible. And he didn't commit yet with the Paladins. I mean, with the Paladins, Frank Paladins are there, and he has 16 and 17 in the queue. Well, now Ganji can delete villages, actually, to get more army.
Yeah.
Some villages,
And the GG's called.
150 GG, man.
Okay.
That's crazy. It's feel bad. Let's go back and check
I gotta look at
where
that.
the howl is.
Yeah, I
Go,
gotta
go, go.
see how that even happened. Like, did he think that was walled the whole game? Because Ganji was around
see.
his walls for a long time.
I'm curious to check.
Oh,
We have
okay.
to
Go
check.
to 3250. This freaking villager, unbelievable. This freaking villager
Look,
just
look.
thought it would be
I'm
a
there.
great idea to, I don't know, let the enemy in and chopped it while he was on his way to imp. This villager joined the other side. She made a deal. I don't know how much she's getting paid, but it better be.
traitor.
Yeah, she's an absolute traitor. And that is so unlucky for st4rk because it looks walls too. Once that tree is gone, she just goes back to another tree and it still looks walled. Oh,
Well,
man.
you got two admins, right? They need to find out who was the guilty here. Maybe it was Ganji who paid, you know. But you and me, it wasn't because we
Okay.
won more games and keep casting. So
Okay,
get
wait, hold
Robo
on,
and
Mem.
GBR.
Hold on, Mem.
Go.
To find out if this was an inside job, we need to know, did she die? I'm going to fast forward and
so-
find out. Because if she died, then she got scammed. But if she survived, it was definitely an inside job. I'm going to look here.
Man, you do whatever to get a good video for YouTube, man. This is now a video for YouTube.
This is important
This is-
business.
Of course, I'm checking too. I am in minute. What minute I am? I don't even know. 35:20, and the chick is still alive.
I'm fast forwarding.
You know?
Yeah, because the Cavalier come through eventually. I'm fast forwarding. Don't worry, we're on it. Okay, Cavalier
And
come
fast forward
through.
to it. Okay,
No way.
he's gonna die.
Uh,
What minute you are?
I'm still going. I'm at 39. She's alive, dude. She was notified. They let her know exactly where they would be. She is on the safest farm there is. She lives. Wait. They went past her a million times? Mem. It was an inside job.
They know. Is. Do you know football? Do you know football? Do you follow football good? No, but it's probably
do.
not in your times, right? Luis Figo. Some people say that is Luis Figo. You know, remember Luis Figo from Barca went to Real Madrid? That Luis Figo, you know?
I mean,
It never die. That villain never die, man. It never die. I am in minute 42. I don't know what minute you are,
yeah,
but it's still alive.
she just builds a new TC. She gets all the, money to buy a new house and build a new TC and make a new family like it never happened.
All the other villains die.
Yeah.
I made the TC alone.
Wait, really? Wait, hold on. I didn't keep going.
Yeah. I am in the 44 minutes. All the villains with the TC died, and only the chick made the town center, you know?
What?
The only survivor is the, and still in 45 minutes, is still alive and going, you know? And now ringle bell, and I lost her because it went to the TC, but it's still alive. It's crazy.
I mean,
Anyway,
man, the
I
only
think we
thing
can keep going.
The only thing we're
He
missing.
survived.
The only thing we're
Survived
missing.
the whole game.
Like if st4rk wouldn't have GG'd, this is what happens. Ganji would have brought a monk over, converted her, healed her up, and sent her back to the town with the 5 relics. Guarantee it. Guarantee it.
That's for sure. It's crazy.
So we've got the Chinese mirror. st4rk has to make sure there is a thorough background process and background check on every villager. They need to be investigated. You need to find out where their parents worked, where they lived, right? All the generations. Get the bank account statements because these villagers clearly do not want st4rk to win today from what we saw in the previous game. And Ganji, 1 win away from the biggest result of his career. And then, of course, Mem, with how good he's playing, you never know. In the main event, that could even take him further. So I'm excited for the guy. But it's Mudflow. On Mudflow, it is where you take wood. That is oftentimes the early question. And they're probably going to take wood in the middle. And you have to be careful out there because there will be demos and scouts at some point.
Do you remember one game where Fire in the Qualifier didn't make a single Lumbercam in this map? I don't know if you casted that.
Yes,
but
yes. That was so
he didn't
annoying.
make a single Lumbercam, and he still won the game, and that was his trigger me even more because I was complaining as a caster, make a Lumbercam in the middle, make a Lumbercam in the middle, and then he made 5 Lumbercams in those small trees.
Yep.
out of the middle and still won the game. I was okay. I'm not going to complain as a caster anymore. You know, do you remember that game? It was crazy.
There are days, Mem,
seriously.
where as a player, everything goes right for you. And there are days where sometimes it goes wrong. And I can't help but think game number 1 was so close. Stark could have won that. It was the longest game of the series. Then you had the scenario in the previous game where he had 60 army, the same vill count, and that one freaking villager chopped through that tree to let the cavalier in. Like,
Yeah.
things, if they would have gone slightly differently here, could be 2-1 for Stark. But unfortunately, it's 0-3, and he can't change the past. But I do feel for him, but at the same time, Ganji's been the better player today. He's been more consistent.
Yeah.
Every game, he's had the better economy, which is so important in this game.
And honestly, you have to find let's say, the mistake. It's not that it's a mistake that valley chopped the tree, but he could have checked it himself and re-wall. Obviously, it's difficult, but then Ganji was finding it. He could be passive at home, and he wasn't passive. He has been, as you mentioned, active all the time. Anyway, we can see how both players went to the middle, and already Stark is starting to wall. Since this is mirror, all resources you are spending are going to count here. And obviously, if you get your wood area safe, is good. But if now the Chinese is coming very aggressive, let's see. Anyway, they were trying to take the scout. It didn't happen. And now Ganji was going to make some weird walls on his base that he deleted.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of towers on this map before the docks come up. So I think right now Stark is building these palisades, so Ganji can't come behind his woodline and tower it. And he does know that Ganji's woodline is right next to him there. And Ganji now sees the walls as well. But it is interesting. We got Stark really walling this up. He might go for the full wall to prevent any demos even. Interesting.
Okay. Oh, I love what Ganji is doing. The houses that has -2 armor is definitely not... Oh, look at the gate he's doing here to take the house. This is pretty sick, man. This is pretty sick, you know. But I'm going to tell you something. I hate that this happened.
You can build a gate through the enemy walls. I agree. Yeah. I agree.
It.
I agree.
They should really remove these, you know. I mean, oh man, because now he's housed. Look. He's housed at the Stark.
Stark really should have. He is on the way to feudal age, actually, so that's fine. But he had time to realize in that situation there that he was going to lose his house. So that's one I would have to put on Stark if he doesn't realize. But yeah, I guess Ganji just said, all right, that house is for the taking. Dark Age houses are pretty weak. Ganji is also on the way to the next stage. And most likely, this is going to be scouts from here. But you do need wood to make the barracks. And, I saw the gate was open there.
Yeah. Sorry.
You do need...
That was the... Sorry.
It's okay. You're so used to... This became Black Forest for you. And you're like, oh my god, the walls, the Neville War. This is my life.
No, but I hate that, really. I hate this kind of buildings, you know, that... Because it feels unfair, you know, like... Is that a bug or it's not a bug? Of the game?
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Okay, let's
think
move
about
on.
it. Like the tower... Do you consider the tower hop a bug?
Another feature, yeah.
Yeah, like tower hop is something that can sometimes happen. You also, like if they were palisade walls, it does let you build palisade walls through diagonals. So I think, the more I think about it, there's so many scenarios where if you don't allow the gate to be built, then you can't do other things in the game, so it's whatever. Stark lost a house, but he didn't make a new house. Oh, God. He didn't make a new house. Clearly he's not all there right now. Oh, geez, Stark, what are we doing?
Well, you know what? This is gonna benefit him a little bit, because Toll Watch in this map is really needed.
True.
It's great upgrade.
Yep.
Right now, he's gonna avoid potential towers and everything, so it's fine. The problem here is that with all this chaos, what is the following from Stark? He's up, quicker, barrack, checked his wood. What is he doing?
Yeah, he's gonna go spears. And actually, Ganji's doing the same.
But he's doing a tower forward. Or trying.
Yeah.
But he saw it. Yeah, but he saw it. Ganji saw it, and then he's not finishing the tower, so... Ganji the same? No stable later? Oh my god.
So, I think... You know how the meta can sometimes change over time?
Yeah.
I think this will be more common, where players will expect scouts, they'll just go for spears, and save some wood to farm, maybe, or build a second mill, and then eventually later on make decisions. But nice job from Ganji. Do need to point out, he built an outpost there, Mem, because he sensed that Stark wanted to deny a tower. So Stark might think it's a good idea to tower. So really nice job there from Ganji. And he actually doesn't even finish his tower for now. He's just going to leave it there, and he'll decide on if he wants to finish that.
Yeah, but as you can see, we need to analyze the numbers even more than in other games. Hopefully, he's gonna delete that tower and so he get back the resources. If he's not doing it, it's a disaster. But he's behind already a couple of villages because he lost, already 30 seconds IDLTC, and he made the tone watch. So, but the tower, Tristan is not deleting. He's gonna lose. Okay, he deleted now.
Such
They
an
do on
interesting
purpose
one.
to make
Like,
us suffer, man.
Ganji has played very defensive on this map in his games in this qualifier. And I consider him to be a pretty aggressive player. But right now, just kind of delayed with the stable. I mean, he's made 5 spears. He's surely expecting scouts from Stark. I think we're just now heating up here. They just need their economies to be set up. But my goodness, man. Stark is housed again. This is a bad one, too.
That was the Tristan I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And he still housed, but he still housed, He still housed. 1 minute, 20 seconds. It's going to be 1 minute and 30 seconds. Idle TC already is 4 villages behind minute 12.
Because of
honestly,
that.
The previous game, it has to hard because that hole, and he know the game pretty well. He has big knowledge of this game, He know that he was in a better position than his opponent with the civilization.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's 2 instances.
Of the whole.
Yeah, and game 1 too. Like, and I have to remind people of this. It's important we do because a lot of people watching don't play in tournaments. Games will haunt you. And I think also in a long series, when you're a little frazzled, as I like to say, like right there, Stark, I actually saw it where he put the house foundation and then his villagers went right back to berries. So he missed the shift button because he wanted to go house and then send them back to berries, but he didn't realize the house wasn't being built. So it's just, things are adding up. And it's hard for us to feel confidence in Stark when he's down 3 games and has had that idle time. But let's see. We've got the scouts from Ganji here. Ganji 1 win away from the biggest moment of his career. He would love to join Hidden Cup 5 main event, but he has not killed any villagers just yet.
Yeah, well, let's see. We see, but now this is the thing. The good thing here for Stark is we see everything, but they don't. So Stark know what is happening, but Ganji doesn't know. I mean, he took the house, but he doesn't know that his opponent has 1 minute and 40 seconds idle TC. So he can still do the job and make damage. And he has to go now and try to make some damage, because if he's playing now passive, knowing how much time he's being idle, he know that he's behind Tristan.
2 spears from Stark. Stark had seen those scouts, we assume, when he passed them through the middle. Nice defense from Stark. Stark gets through as Ganji's trying to full wall this map. Ganji does have spears around, but there's a lot of open map here. So it's not going to be easy to have spears everywhere if Stark is active.
I'm looking forward to see a doc, because we can see demos and big bada booms,
Agreed.
We have seen many. I remember Margugu in one of the games here, he lost, 20 villages?
Yeah, 20 villagers still won the game, man. Still won that game too.
I remember. I remember, man. It's how to not remember this kind of games, right? But then another thing that triggered me a lot is why you don't finish that tower on the wood if you are not going to delete it. Finish it, and if something is coming, you have the tower there.
Which one? Stark did delete his tower.
No, but Ganji still have the tower there at 62%.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think if you delete it though at 62%, you're not going to get enough for another tower, right?
So do it.
So, well, but you still can get some stone back enough for a TC if you delete it.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he's actually. I think he's actually thinking about that.
Okay.
Oh man. Ganji finds a nice fight here, and the spearmen have paid off. He did also see that Stark is going to switch into archers. He's going to get fletching now, interestingly enough. And that was a misclick. He's going to get forging now.
Okay, forging makes sense. Now forging will affect to the spears and the scout. You have to be careful. He's doing a nice palisade in the last second. He's doing for us, man. He's doing for the viewers. He's thinking already in the good place, for the main event, because he's feeling the guys. He's feeling confident. He's 3-0 already. And now with the scout and his spears +1, look at the resources he has. He's so smooth. He's using the market like crazy. He's going to go up to Castle Age in a moment. And with the same civilization, having almost the same army, Tristan, Ganji, the Swedish players, is really, really close to be into the main event from Hidden Cup 5.
Now remember, he's had quite a run to get here. He beat Veleza. He beat Ozone, who's in amazing shape. That series could have gone to 5 games. Beat some big names to get here. Did run into MBL, but in the second chance qualifier here, he's been the better player. He's been more consistent. He's been so patient at times, Memp. And I'd be so excited for Ganji if he can close this out. It's most likely going to be Knights, but he does not have the stone for a tower because he deleted that tower like you wanted, Memp, and then he sold the stone to go up to Castle Age. So he does need to be a little bit careful right now.
Okay. So he could use even for that round. Now he's ready in the farm. He's going to take a bullet because the forging is going to make the damage here. He's going to take one. There you go. Took it. But now all he's getting is an extra bonus, even more when he's going to be up to Castle Age. Oh, man. Well, you mentioned MBL also. We didn't talk about MBL. Oh, the double market is something that if he's doing Ganji that double market with the market, he's just closing the same. What? I mean, please, don't make the second market, Tristan. What are you doing?
I think he's trying to block this off. I think he's not going to...
Okay.
We did see someone build 2 markets the other day. I think he's trying to block this off. I don't think he needs it. He just doesn't want these archers to get through before he can get knights.
Okay.
He drops the houses now. And that is enough to give him a little bit more time.
Yeah, he's okay. He is okay. And those archers don't have deflection, which is a lot. But
You ready for the 3rd market?
Oh, there you go.
We might have a 4th market, Mem.
Chambered in armor already. It's gonna have time. But now with Chambered in armor, the army he has, it's just too strong. Tristan, really too strong. He need to go back. The 2 speeds are gonna be there to defend against those scouts. And if he's bringing now with the knights, that army is gonna disappear. But remember that one of the best games in this qualifiers was exactly this matchup: Dogao versus Stark. And if you think that the Stark is here behind, I can tell you, and you know that, right, Tristan, that he was a lot more behind against Dogao.
Yeah, he was. Yep, and that was game 5, right? And everyone expected it would be Dogao here, maybe in this series. I mean, think about it. Yeah, Ganji's faster to Castle Age, but where are the Knights going? They have to defend. Ganji's pushed off of gold. Stark has an army that could take a decent enough fight because he has some spearmen. The scouts now hit the gold. Awkward there for Stark to move through. But in the end, Ganji, with the +2 armor, will clear everything. And now Stark still needs to defend for another minute with so many knights coming his way.
And it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. Is there another hole? Look at that house in the wood between the barrack, palisade, and the house. Is that another hole between those 2 houses? Or there's a tree?
I'm trying to see. Like, Ganji is saving some villagers that he should never save. Crazy.
Star Woodline.
Hole between 2 houses,
barrack,
yes.
Palisade and house.
That bamboo looks like a tree, but that's part of the house. So actually, Chinese need to be buffed because their houses are confusing. Their houses look like there's trees between them. Fix it.
Yeah, but he has now knights all over. He has knights all over. Population 6357 is still not yet in castle. It's 1 village down. Now more raiding. I'm really afraid that he's not going to be able to come back. It's taking absolutely everything, Tristan, and it really looking like Ganji is going to take everything here, and Stark not going to be able to even make the TC, and if he's doing it, it's going to be in a very, very high cost.
I guarantee you, Ganji's heart is beating so fast right now. He's like, is this it? Am I going to Hidden Cup 5? Am I actually going to complete my dream run and continue it in the main event? He's played so well. He was not predicted to be here, but he is here, Memp, and he's taken the opportunity. He's killed 7 villagers with this raid. The idle time for Stark's insane. Both of his TCs are actually filled with villagers right now, and I don't think camels are enough. There's just not going to be enough camels to kill
with
these
the
knights.
+2. +2. Bloodlines, +2. I'm forging 4 upgrades versus 0 upgrades right now. And please, Tristan, check the KD right now.
It's been so good. It's been so good from Ganji. Yeah. So clean. Like, his economy could maybe be a bit better for a player that has this lead. But when you are 3-0 up, when you have this army, you put all of your focus here. And on Mudflow, the farms are constantly exposed. Ganji just keeping an eye on the farms. He's like, what are you going to make if you don't have food here, Stark? And poor Stark, I mean, he doesn't want to give it up. I think that the scoreline is a little harsh to how he played today. I think, again, as we said, he could have had a win or two, and I'm sure he wanted to make it into the main event. But we are looking at a man who is dejected right now in Stark. Have to come to the conclusion that this is going to be it for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard, these kind of games, you know, this kind of situation. He has 0 farmers right now, 0 farmers, 20 season wood, GG, good luck in the main event. Feels great for Ganji, congratulations. But obviously, as we were talking, Tristan, feels bad for Stark because Stark probably could have won 2 games for sure, and we would be in a 2-2 series right now. But the details matter for 0, Tristan.
Yeah, you have to make the most of your moments. Ganji did that today, and Ganji was so consistent. Ganji, who went through Veleza and Inform Ozone, then ran into MBL, and then got pushed in the second qualifier. He will join the long list of stellar main event players. Congratulations to him, an amazing performance. But my message to him would be, congratulations, but the job has only begun, my friend, because he is a player with some good preparation who could do some crazy things in the main event, I think. With his quick wall in, with his macro, people might be guessing bigger names than him when it's not Ganji we see, but a hero mem. So really happy for him. We've seen him perform so well over the past 2 years, and the hard work's paid off for him. Good stuff.
And you know that what is very nice also for Hidden Cup is like for how the event it is, we're going to be looking monks now.
Yeah, monks too. Yeah, monks.
When we see some micro, Tristan, this is Ganji. Yeah. This is Ganji. MBL is really nice that it's in the main event because everyone, someone lane, this is MBL. You know, this kind of trademark for the players. It's good to have these different players as well for the tournament, let's be honest. And it's good, that, in my opinion, that Ganji, because it's a new face, but also for his style, is really good for the event.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the list, of players here, Mem, we've got Sato's never been in the Hidden Cup before, Sebastian now, and Ganji. 3 players. And at the end of the day, today, there will likely be more players that have never been in a Hidden Cup before. So, and also, I mean, these guys are so good, but they're so good.
You have in the screen now? You have in the screen the list now?
I do, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put your channel.
I can also send you an image if you want to use it.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, they can see you there too.
But basically, like, the list should grow with the other sets we have coming up today of players who've never been to Hidden Cup. And when I look at the 3 names that have never been in one before, Sato, Sebastian, and Ganji, they've all played incredible. And I think, like, Sebastian, Sato, Ganji will be confused with other players by many of the fans. Myself, you, as we cast, we might see Sebastian play and think, this is Leary. Look at this crossbow micro.
Bart has been in Hidden Cup before?
He was Hidden Cup 4. Yes, he was in Hidden Cup 4. He lost in the first round to ACCM 3-1, I believe. But, yeah, it should be incredible. I'm really happy for this list of players so far, Mem. And like I said, I hope that the players who've made it to their first Hidden Cup are not satisfied, that they still now take the time that they'll have to train on the new maps we'll release later tonight and make the main event special for themselves.